So I got a question for everyone here. Why do cows have bells? Because the horns don't work. Okay. All right. Yeah. Patty's never heard that one before.
Never. I've never heard any of your jokes. Not yet.
How come shellfish aren't liked? Because they're shellfish or something like that. I don't know. Get it? All right. So much for that. All right. Any case, anyone have any questions for me that I can try to answer, or what I do, what I work with, anything, please. Anyone have any questions? I can try to answer. Glenda's still trying to connect here. I'm hoping that she can turn off and come back in. I don't know if she knows she can do that because it's not coming in. All right, let me see here. No, I can't connect with her. More. And okay. All right. All right, forget the text here. All right, so everyone, please, a couple things I want to announce. Tomorrow is the gathering. That's when I answer questions. It's at 7 o'clock. And
can I interrupt?
Yeah, sure.
The gathering is not till August 11th.
Oh, there's no gathering tomorrow. Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I have it in my book. All right, awesome.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. And that's August 11th, you said?
I believe that's the Wednesday, yes.
All right. I'm writing it in my book. And that's going to be once a month. So
That's correct.
7 o'clock gathering. Okay. See how she keeps things together for me? Thank God. All right. And we have the gathering August 11th. That's when people get to ask me questions, and I also work with some people. Hey there, Glenda. How you doing, my friend? Can you hear me? Can you hear Glenda? Can you hear Glenda? All right.
It doesn't look like she has sound.
All right. And maybe she needs to put her thing on or something. In any case, maybe she's having the problems we had earlier today.
It's quite possible.
It is possible. All right. And I just came back from Phoenix, had an awesome time there with appointments and a healing circle there. That was fantastic. A lot of amazing things happened, thank God. And it is by God. It has nothing to do with me. All of us have this ability, though, to work with other people. It just needs direction and needs guidance and how to have it in a formation where it's going to be effective on another person continuously. And it's by God that things happen. So, can you hear Glenda? Okay, we'll keep on going. And let's see, Tucson is put on hold for the time being. They're reorganizing, and they're also, a little afraid of the COVID, which is understandable. And please, at the end of this or during it, if you can do a gifting from your heart on the website, that'd be wonderful. And much appreciated for people that can't afford, and it helps them as well. And if you need any assistance on the workshops that are coming up, talk to Lynn. She knows what to do, and she'll put in her whatchamacallit. Hey, Patrice. She'll put in her information, which is admin@markearlix.com. She knows what to do if you need assistance in the workshops. If you would like an appointment with me, please feel free. And I do have times available. I even have a little office now, and where I see people here, but I also do the Zoom and the FaceTime and the telephone as well. There, she put it up on the side to contact Lynn. And she loves to chat with people. So please feel free. And there you go. Can you hear Glenda? No, not yet. And let's see, is there anything else? I don't know of anything else. Do you know, Lynn? Is that it?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was focused on Glenda and I wasn't paying
I'm
attention
sorry?
to what you were saying. I was focusing on Glenda
Oh, okay.
and
All
I
right,
wasn't
he's
paying
trying to
attention.
connect again. All right. Please, hey
I
there,
know.
Glenda. There you are.
I got it. Yay.
Yay.
Okay.
There is a God. Thank God.
Yes, yes. A god of audio.
All right. Any case,
Okay.
please, any questions I can try to answer before we start? Anything?
Oh, no, I'm blessed to be here.
Me too. Thank you so much. I appreciate your being here.
Oh, thanks.
And Thea can even ask questions under her name, Thea.
Ah,
And so if there's anything, Thea, please feel free. But at the same time, I'd say let's boogie. And there's only 9 of us, which is awesome. It's a small circle. I love it. And we're going to be doing this every week.
oh, yay.
I'm sorry, is there something, Glenda, you were saying?
No, I don't know. How do I turn off the audio, or can you turn it off?
There you go. It's off. All righty. Wendy, please, is there anything you would like me to work with in your body, physiologically, not emotionally? I like to save that
Yeah, that road, yeah.
private.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of in the same spot. Probably doing a lot of research and whatever. I'm thinking I'm going to wind up going to a gastroenterologist.
Okay.
It could be leaky gut. It could be, it could be a multitude of things. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just know I have not been feeling well for a long time. And wake up anxious all day. I just don't feel right and have it for a long time.
Okay.
So I am starting to explore, maybe some alternatives, but I want to start with my gastroenterologist and see.
Good.
It could be a lot of things. I made the mistake of Googling it, and it's like, oh my God, it could be a lot of things.
Okay.
So I think that's what last time, and I want to thank you for, offering this. It's very, very heartfelt and wonderful of you to do this.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And hopefully eventually I'll, sign up for one of your things. I'm trying to see if this can work for me.
Yeah, this prayer one is awesome. You don't even have to attend, or you can attend 1 day or 2 days, 3 days or 4 days.
Right.
And most people like to attend all the time,
Right.
but there's others that don't attend all the time, and but they still get the workshop, and they love it. All the
And I
workshops.
think I mentioned to you, I'm a Healing Touch volunteer, so I do energy healing and Reiki and all of that. But so I try and work on myself. But
Awesome.
started doing some qigong, which is
Awesome.
loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And there's something for everyone. And it's choosing the right thing for you. What you have a calling for within yourself, that's what is to be pursued by you.
Right.
And sometimes we take these other courses or do these other things, and that's just what you need. And then to develop into something else, there's a calling inside of yourself.
Right.
And oftentimes in between, there's like a hiatus or a place to do nothing but integrate what you've learned.
Right.
And that's fine too.
And it's hard because there's so much out there, you know, to get, you start getting
Yeah.
these by it all. So I've got
And I've had choices in my life to go into all these venues. I've always stuck with the same one.
Mhm.
And that's been my, you know, calling inside.
It's lucky.
Sure. Well, tell me, you were at the last healing circle, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you notice anything happening in your body or in your life?
Honestly, not really.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
I mean, I felt a little bit of warmth, but I mean, beyond that, and I think I forget what it is you told me when I woke up in the morning to say, I have energy or whatever it was. I wrote it down and did it, and I said it all day long, and that was that. And I it's terrible, and I've got to stop doing it because I keep saying, I don't feel well. I don't feel well. And you know what? Then I won't feel well. So
That's a prayer.
I have got to get out of doing that.
And that's a prayer that we put into motion.
Right.
And that's what initiates and exponentiates.
Right.
But when we go to sleep at night, if we can picture ourselves outside of that concept of concern or worry or fear or anxiety, if we can picture ourselves outside of that, because that's in a box in our mind. If we can picture ourselves outside of that, then say, okay, I'm going to leave you there for a moment. You can still be there, but I'm going to leave you there for a moment, and then do this other by, it's almost like going to sleep that night, picturing yourself witnessing a miracle that's happening the next day.
So I need
That's
to do
another
more of
prayer
that.
that's in motion.
You know what I started doing when I
Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
and I haven't had a cold in a long time, but I read somewhere, you know, it's like, I think I'm going to have a cold. You know, I'm feeling, and it's like I say to myself, I know you want to come in, but I can't talk to you right now. I'm busy, so I may get back to you later, but right now you're going to have to stay away.
And what happens?
I don't get the cold.
Okay. You know what that's like? No different than a mother taking care of a sick child,
Mm-hmm.
and then the mother saying, I can't get sick, I can't get sick. And then the mother, I can't get sick until after the child's better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not until the child is better, a couple days later or a week later, with a disease or sickness or whatever, then the mother gets it.
See, she shouldn't have said,
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You know me.
And then it's the same thing. That's a prayer. So we have the ability of something called free will. We can take on whatever we choose in our lives, but we have to be adamant about it. That's using our word, and it's coming forth. If we're truly knowing in that, that's what sets patterns. No different than what I described as going to sleep that night and with all your heart, all your senses, doing this and seeing otherwise and knowing it, that you're waking up in the next morning. This is like, I always give the analogy, picture yourself that night, waking up the next morning and opening up a window and all the light coming in and how it's going to affect you the next day. That's what you're doing. You're setting a different pattern. That has fantastic influence on us. But it's making up your mind to do that and staying to it. Other thoughts are going to try to come in. The thinking is going to try to come in and sabotage that. That's what the wild thinking does. That's what the wild mind does. It's going to, and if we listen to it, then, you know, that's your prayer. Capiche?
Yes, capiche.
All right. And it's the analyzing, the thinking, and creating of everything else that we're worried about, that's going to be created, and to knock out that creative thought. It's going to turn destructive of what we're used to in the world, which is what I refer to as the mass mind. Some people call it mass consciousness or whatever. So we have a choice in our life. Just like you said, you know, saying, no, I don't want this cold. And you won't get it. Or what you might be doing is, I don't want it until later, unknowingly having that thought process. And then it'll come later. We can use that with most sickness. I have to use it too. And no different than anyone else. When I feel myself coming down with something or going through a disease process, I do the same thing. And the old man or old woman upstairs is going to fulfill it. All right, good, good, good. All right, so what I'd like to do is, if you don't mind, is work with you a little bit.
No, please.
All right, so if you cannot try to figure out what I'm doing, then that allows me to do more, because you're coming to me and you don't know what I'm doing. That's what's important, because it's not me. You can't control God. All right. Okay, what I perceived also was that you're going to experience like a jerking inside of you, if you haven't already. It's like a surge of energetic. So we'll see how that fulfills. And it might be right away, or it might be sometime after. But that also denotes a change that's happened within you. It might give you a reprieve from your distress, or it might change the distress. I don't know. It was just a perception. Does that make sense, hon?
Yes,
All right.
it does.
It's almost like going like that. And we'll see how it fulfills.
Okay.
We'll see. Kathleen, please. Anything in particular, my dear?
Yes, can you hear me? I've
Yeah,
I've never done Zoom before. This is my very first time.
cool. Are you in
Yeah.
front? Do you have your camera on?
I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how to work it.
The camera is on. It's just something covering the camera lens right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, I guess, all we're going to get.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So, yeah, you asked how I was doing. Since the last time I saw you, my daughter was killed. She was 26.
How long
and
ago was this when I saw you?
It's been, well, she was killed 20 years ago, but I never recovered.
Okay.
And I know she's in a better place and all that kind of thing. But one thing I learned by this is that when a mother creates a child, a part of her is taken to create that child. And then there's that hole and
Sure.
it's gone. And so it's not an easy process.
Okay.
So, she worked for Greenpeace. She was a Greenpeace member.
Okay, besides that, I don't want to know what she worked
I-
for.
Right. Okay.
Anything in particular I can try to help? I know this is going into the emotional and I don't want to do it publicly, but I will address a little
Right.
bit of this.
Right. And the other thing that bothers me constantly is many years ago I was in a car crash and I died and was watching the paramedics look for my body. And in that process, all my ribs were fractured and crushed and buckled. And so the attachment to my spinal column is challenged at all times. And it's a constant source of pain.
Okay. All righty. And do you take meds for that?
I try not to.
Okay.
I've been taking curcumin and
Okay. Does that
I
help?
go to the chiropractor often.
Yep.
Temporarily,
Okay.
very
That's what I
temporarily.
assume. All righty.
Short term.
All right. So what I'd like to do is work with your spinal cavity, excuse me, your spinal and the chest cavity that attaches the muscles to that for support of the ribs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And you may, not to talk you into it by any means, but you may experience a sensation in your body and really subtle,
All right.
dramatic, just to let you know.
Okay.
And if you don't, that's
Okay.
fine. It doesn't mean that nothing's happening. The ones that experience
All
something
right.
need to, the ones that don't need to, but it doesn't mean that nothing is happening, hon.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. And tell me if you can notice any difference. And move around a little bit and be candid with me too if you have the discomforts or if it's different or it's better or worse or what.
Well, the interesting thing is everything that you did, I was feeling in my head rather than my chest. It was all in my, from the neck up.
Okay. And tell me if you move around just real slightly, not to strain yourself, but slightly, tell me if you notice a change or a difference or it's the same or worse or better.
I'm thinking it's the same.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. And you may notice difference either immediately, this is with everyone, or all the way up to 2 weeks or 2 months later, walking down the street saying, oh my God, when did this leave me? If that
All
should
right.
happen.
Okay, wonderful.
And
Thank you
another
so
thing I
much.
wanted to mention was that, well, first of all, God is not a discerner of people. And in my understanding, and it just acts, it just is. And we get to perceive as much. What I'm alluding to is that people, when we have something that's incorrect with us in our bodies, then it's difficult, if we're so used to it, it's difficult to know otherwise. So we try to remember what it was like to recreate the discomforts as much as we hate them. And so something has changed, and I'm most curious as to what that turns into, either immediately or over a short period of time. So, and sometimes what
Okay.
happens is that, say if there's something incorrect in us, we'll go to a doctor and they'll say, "Oh my God, you need a surgery." So you go to the surgery, and they say, "I've never seen the skin cooperate or tissue cooperate like this before," or it's an easy
Uh-huh.
procedure, or the doctor may even say, "I just did another X-ray with you just now, and it's not there anymore." So I don't know how it's going to transpire. I
I
pretty much
see.
leave it up to the
Thank you.
person what they need in their
All
life
right.
according to their soul experience. And so that's what we're
Okay.
bringing in the elements of.
Uh-huh.
Does that make
Okay.
sense, Kathleen?
Yes, totally.
All right. And most people experience something right away, but it's still never the end of the story. It always
Uh-huh.
develops and grows within us. And I pretty much want to leave it up to God. If
Okay.
I were to take over and do it, you might get something immediate, but it's not going to last and it's not going to be real.
Right. Right.
Or else I'd
Thank
be
you. I appreciate it.
sure. Or else I'd be on TV, doing the quickie healings, and they just wouldn't work later,
Right.
just for the 5
Right.
minutes. All right, awesome.
Right. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I love the small group because I get to talk a little bit and work with everyone at the same time, which is great. Does
Uh-huh.
does
Uh-huh.
does anyone hear the chirping or the high frequency when I'm working with someone? You do? All right.
No, I haven't.
All right, that's fine. And, all right, Thea. Here's Thea. Mark, please pray for my hearing again. Hearing aids are very imperfect solution, are a very imperfect solution. Okay. All right, Thea, question for you. Last week when I worked with your hearing, you mentioned that there was like an opening in your ears for the first time in a long time, or ever, I don't know. Can you tell, did that last? Where there was a change? And did you experience something this time? Intermittent improvements. Good. Good. All right. So we'll keep that going, and hopefully it'll expand, within you. All right. And thank you, Thea. I appreciate that. Thea Apple. How did you get the name Apple? Or choose that one? All righty. Patty, please, is there anything I can try to work with you?
Yes, but I do want to tell you, within the past couple weeks, you did a blessing on my brother-in-law, police
Yes.
officer, and he was not put in the high criminal district.
Awesome.
So that was a beautiful blessing. Thank you. Then you prayed for my daughter regarding her stress level of what's been happening in her life this whole year. And things have shifted and changed.
Awesome.
And when I talk to her, she tells me, "Oh, that's done," or "This is working better." And it's like, whoa. So thank you for those two blessings that you did for me a few weeks ago for them.
Oh, my honor, my pleasure.
Nice changes, nice changes.
Good.
But
Any,
for myself,
yes.
I'm having trouble with the left foot arch area. It's a result of me trying to walk, you know, after the surgery. It's still healing. So now the arch is starting to hurt because I'm putting pressure on different parts of my foot as I'm learning to wear the different shoes and, you know, get back my regular walking.
And also, there's a really thin membrane around the bone area, tissue, that's bruised still. So
That's what it feels like, yes.
let me work with that a little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
It's my right, your left. Okay. I gotta
Right.
figure that out in my head. And there's also a guarding of the, it's like the psyche of the body from, because it went through that shock trauma.
Mhm.
So we can see if we can work with that. There, I'm feeling a little movement now.
Mhm.
Can you feel that?
Mhm.
It's almost like it's given permission to relax a little bit and not be so fearful.
I was gonna say, it's like you're talking to it. I can feel that what you're thinking and saying in your head, it's happening. It feels lighter and opened up more, less tight and less discomfort.
Now, if you were to put pressure on it sitting down, um, can you put your foot even more so on the ground? And be candid with me, please.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to push on it. Oh, wow, completely different. Completely different. I don't know what else to
And
say.
take it easy on it. Let it break in naturally. It'll be
Right,
quick in
right.
there. And that's what's important, hon.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you
Oh, my
so much.
pleasure. My pleasure. Glenda, please, is there anything that, turn on your mic. I can't hear you. Unmute.
Got it. There we go.
Yeah,
No,
because-
I'm doing good, feeling blessed, but I have a friend who's going through a really hard divorce, and it's the only thing really saddened me. I'm just
All right. Well,
so
with your friend,
mm,
it's this dynamic she's going through is lack of support in her
Mm.
life.
yeah, oh yeah.
And that, and it's not hearsay, I'm saying that.
No,
She's feeling the lack of support, and she's super sensitive, obviously,
yeah.
and she doesn't know what to do. And so
Mm.
let's ask a blessing on her.
Oh, thank you.
And with as fragile as she is.
Mm.
All right, this is going to be cool. I want to do something different here.
Oh, mm.
All right, when you talk with her,
Uh-huh.
ask her to remember what it was like in intense fragility, the intense,
Oh,
being subject to the sensitiveness and everything else. And if she notices a difference in that,
oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
please.
Yeah, I will. I will.
All right.
And it will
Good.
make a difference. Yes. Thank
Sure.
you.
My honor, my pleasure. And thanks for asking for her.
Uh,
All right. Beatrice.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you again.
Okay. How are you?
Great. Awesome. Having fun.
So I wanted to see if you can work on my like upper back. I don't know if it's like a postural thing or more of like an anxiety, stress thing. Because I mean, it's been going on for a while,
Work on
and
the
it just
what? I'm
like
sorry.
comes and goes. What's
Work
that?
on what? Work on what?
Upper back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's like an anxiety or stress or
They all
posture
contribute
thing.
to the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patterns that we have and stuff like that. Even patterns that we don't know about, the way we're on a computer, that we're doing something or eating all the time, the same, like this. Who knows? And so let me work with that a little bit.
Okay.
Is it constant or is it just intermittent?
It comes and goes, but when I have it, like it'll last for like a few days pretty badly or something, and then I'll go to the chiropractor, and then I'll get better for a few days, and then I might have some relief for a few weeks, but then afterwards it kind of starts again.
Yeah. How often do you go to the chiropractor? Just curious.
I actually hadn't been in a while until yesterday, so I
Okay.
hadn't been like 2 or 3, probably like a month or two,
Okay.
which is good.
Yeah. It's great. And you might experience like a readjustment in your spine, but it's going to be um, right where the wings are, in
Like
that
the mid
area.
back,
I'm sorry.
the mid back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it kind of like it's kind of like either the neck or like the mid back. Like that's
No,
where
the
it
neck
sort
is
of like
getting
comes from.
affected from that,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
and just my perception. I'm not a doctor, but uh, my perception is that it's from posture.
Hmm.
And so you might experience a readjustment in that. You might experience like a popping a little bit.
Mm.
And then you'll notice a release or relief.
Yeah, I feel like it has to do something with the way that I sit, like during the day or something,
Yes.
and because that's when usually gets worse.
Yes. And that's instigating even more so in my non-medical opinion.
Hmm.
All right. Let me do a little bit more. Yeah. And also um, learning how to be straighter. And that will cause a little havoc because your body isn't used to that in that particular area of being straighter. But then it'll start to develop the musculature in there,
Right.
if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Hmm.
You are on your neck down, but this thing is causing the a stress on the muscles up here, and also in your waist area a little bit.
Yeah. So I should probably be like babying that instead of the neck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Thank you.
My pleasure, my honor. And you'll see there's a quickening in it as well because of what we did. But you also notice a little pop in there. It'll be very slight. You'll barely hear it inside. So,
Good.
all
Thank
right.
you.
All righty. And please, Marin, please.
Hey there.
Hi.
What I'm experiencing right now is I've been having kind of ongoing headaches, kind of head pressure, sinus pressure. And this week, I think it's been exacerbated because I think I'm experiencing a little bit of heat exhaustion from being in the sun too much. So that's what I'm kind of dealing with this week. And I know this isn't the venue for, emotional components, but I do just think it's worth mentioning that over the past month and a half, I have sort of a hypersensitivity to emotional stress and emotional triggers. And I just kind of have a feeling that they might be intertwined, in some kind of way. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. Ever feel energy from another human before?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Good. And for the ones that don't, I say good. So, all right. There. It's almost like, well, first, did you notice anything happening, hon? Just curious.
I felt a little calmer, I have to say.
All right. It's almost like a culmination. Well, first of all, I want to say that this may sound crazy to you, but there's actually atmospheric change that's happening. And you're sensitive. And so this is also affecting you. And the pressures in your body build, in your body build. And the heats are also stored in those pressures. So what I did was I worked with the skull, and we have so many plates in our head. And as my hands were on top, it was almost like moving the plates so they become a little more fluid,
Okay.
which is like a release
Yeah.
of that pressure that's building, if that makes sense.
So when you say atmospheric things, it's, things environmentally or just weather, that kind of stuff.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. And I do know that for some people it's like it's stored and there's no release, or there is release, but there's very little release.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the movement of the plates, then there's like a release of pressure and a relief.
Great. Thank you. I also just have to say real quick, I did hear that weird frequency chirping. Very, very, I don't know if anybody else heard it. I haven't heard it this whole session, but I really heard it when you were just doing that.
Yeah. And some people won't hear it when I'm working with them. Other people will. And other people will just hear it when I'm working with someone else, whatever. And that's what I call spirit.
Okay.
And the spirit is moving through and doing something, because it's not happening at other times when I'm just, talking or whatever.
Mhm.
And spirit is there, and it's carrying the activity of the healing,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, my honor, my pleasure. And for everyone here, please do let me know, say in a couple days, if you notice a change or something has happened within you, or what's transpired, whatever. Maggie, hey, how you doing, Maggie?
Good, thank you.
Awesome. Anything in particular you would like me to work with, my dear?
I came in mostly to share those healings with the planet. I'm doing great myself. I'm just really thinking we all need healing. So I came to share that.
Oh, thank you. And is there anything in your body that's bugging you at any time that you would like me to work with?
No, my body's doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. And any questions, anyone, that I can try to answer? We still have a few minutes left here, now that we did everyone. Anything in particular you'd like me to try to answer and make me sweat it out in asking me a question? Anything?
I have a question, but it's
Please, I'll try to answer.
no. Is that image behind you, is that a rubber chicken or a rubber duck? I wanted to ask you last time, and I'm sorry, I have to ask you. What is that?
That is Pachelbel.
Pachelbel?
That's what I call it, Pachelbel. And if you squeeze it, and it's always looking over my shoulder. So
And then everybody else.
yeah, it hasn't talked to me yet by itself, but thank God.
It's probably good.
I would get rid of it right away if it did. Good question. That's Pachelbel though. So, oh God. And it hasn't woken me up in the early morning hours. So anything else I could try to answer, please? Anyone want to try to stump me for something? Question. This is a cow with bells. Oh, Thea. Yeah, my cow with bells. I already mentioned it, Thea. I tried to tell people that, why do cows have bells? Because the horns don't work. Yeah. All right. And what would you like us to know? To learn to love yourself even more so. As much as we do, it's finding out even deeper, and by wondering about it, what you get as an answer or what you already know, it's wondering deeper, how do I love myself more? And as you're loving yourself, you're loving that godliness, that divinity within that's wanting to share with you, to express to you and through you. That's the only thing that's really important. That brings us into a communion, a oneness with that divinity within, even greater than we even imagine. Anything else, please? I can try to answer, please. All right, chickens, Pachelbels. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone, and please do keep me updated. How you're doing in a couple days. I'd really appreciate an email or a text. What was it like before? If there's anything happened since, just a little tiny few lines. And I'd appreciate that, what it was like before and what's happened since, or as major or dramatic or as subtle as it might be. I'd really appreciate that. And if there's anything that you would like me to work with in an appointment, please feel free. And please feel free to go to website and do a gifting, or I don't know if it calls it donation, but it's gifting. And it helps other people who can't afford. And God bless you. And thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.
Blessings.
Thank you, Mark.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh, Lynn, is there anything you'd like me to work with?
Oh, actually, the blessing you said for my brother, he's doing so much better. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah,
And
but,
his memory is also coming back to some degree.
it is. It really is. And he's getting stronger and he's feeling better about himself. So, and he's being more responsible and
Yes.
it's all coming together.
Good.
So, yeah, his mind is.
Yeah, I'd
Not
love
so-
to ask a blessing on him again.
Okay, thank you.
I personally saw him like little short times of bursting out laughing. So,
He loves to laugh. Yeah. No,
All
the
right.
time we've been spending together, we've
I'm
made
sorry.
each other laugh. I said the times we've been spending together lately, we've made each other laugh a few times. So it was pretty awesome.
Good. Excellent. That's what it's about.
So is there a special blessing to gain more time?
To do what?
Gain more time?
Yeah, work harder.
It's not working.
Oh, then work less. I don't know. Oh
Yeah.
God, everything's going faster. So,
It is. The more I
everything.
ask for time, the less I'm getting.
I hear you. I
not
totally
working.
hear you. I understand this. All right, my friends. Blessings to everyone. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. And good night.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. Bye-bye.